We're back. Time for even more drip check. It's where you sit in the drip in and I'll rate it. Yate, you wanted to come in first, and I'm not gonna pull any punches, man. We could do more here. I like the initial concept you have with the point contact brace and then the scorn chest plate, but then your helmet isn't really doing anything for you. It has nothing that really jettisons out or has any random pieces of metal like your chest plate and arms do. Then for your mark, again, it more matches the aesthetic of your helmet. But that's the problem. We aren't using an exotic helmet, we're using exotic arms, so why not build around that? And doubly, the mark makes your legs look really, really small here. I'm talking about one John Jones oblique kick and it's over. Change the helmet, the mark, and the legs, and I'll give it a 7. But right now, sitting at a 4. We have this Warlock look coming in from Bale. Now, while I really do want to like this helmet and chest plate combination has been overdone, and this chest plate only came out like 3 weeks ago. The thing that's already tough about Warlocks is that their robe dominates the big majority of their entire look. And I've already seen this look just in the streets. It's everywhere, really. Dawn Chorus plus the Dawning Helm is just a good combination. But for its commonality, I will give this a 6. Now we have this hunter look coming in. It doesn't feel like a knight and it doesn't feel like an assassin. It kind of looks like a mercenary. Like while we do have the hooded robe, it's not all black. It's not some dark edgy thing. And while we do have armor, we have cloth surrounding it. This is like a small town village girl that learned to fight. This is Mulan. Someone from a village that just so happens to fight. The barrels, the pouches, everything here looks really good. And for that, I'll definitely give it a 9. Then we have this hunter look. Always love when you guys use the Tusk Allegiance mask. It has that very nice Oni eye. But then after that, I don't know what you're really doing with this look. You have a slim chest and waistline, but then your legs kind of just jettison out. Then your Ahamkaras are just kind of there. They have no real additional aesthetic onto the look. If I had to recommend anything, firstly, let's try losing the mark. There's a lot of things that can come in with Skull and Bones. And starting off the idea that this is maybe a Oni bone collector or something like that would probably make Ahamkara look better. But for right now, I'll give it a 5. And for those that might be new here, a 0 is the worst thing I've ever seen. A 10 is the best thing I've ever seen. A 5 is average. A 5 is not bad. Then we have this Warlock look coming in, which I really wish that I got a transmog screen, because that's what makes it really hard to identify Warlocks being different from each other. Like, I know you're wearing Phoenix Protocol, but all I see is Phoenix Protocol and a helmet. And while the colors do match and it looks good, it doesn't wow me in any way, shape, or form. So I will give this one a 5 as well. Then we have this Titan look. Again, this kind of just looks like a regular person. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we are playing Destiny 2. Super Ultra Space Shooter game, Ultra Mega. So when you give me a jacket, a hoodie, and just some kind of metallic arms and some weird bulky pants, I don't like these pants. I just think, why not just play on a hunter? This one gets a 5. Next up, we have a ghillie suit hunter. Looks good. Foliage, green. Gets a 6. There's nothing really popping out, but the concept is so solid and well done that it's above average. It's a 6. I'll give it a 6.5. We have this Dawn Chorus look. I feel like I've seen this before, or maybe even the color palette, but Dawn Chorus needs a lot more engravings and aesthetic to really pop out. When you get real close to Dawn Chorus, like really close, you see those aesthetics. You see the engravings, you see the gold, and it's branded all the way through. So when I get that beautiful engraving on the helmet, but nothing is really popping out the neck below, I kind of just have to rate the helmet. The helmet is a 9 out of 10, but the rest of the look, I have to give a 5. And this is an example of that exact concept. Notice how the little face laurels of Apotheos' veil work into the aesthetics of the robe. This is just a very good looking desert survivalist look. When I first look at this, I might think, oh my god, it's a commoner. But then when you look at the gourd, you look at the incense on the right, you look at the knotting on the robe, you kind of get that feeling of, okay, this is a much more spiritual warlock than the average warlock. This one would get a 9, but this isn't from our Discord. It is from another site. Okay, this Titan look. More fabrics with metals. No. If I approached you and said, hey, why are you wearing a hoodie around your waist? Especially when you have a knight chest plate and metal knightish juddery arms, I would need a very thorough explanation. Another problem I'm having is we either need the chest plate to have no engravings or we need the legs to have more engravings. It's very distracting to just look at his neck. I think it's distracting from the precious scars, but something just really does not look right about this one. I'm going to have to give it a 3. I have a problem with a knight like Hunters. I feel like the look is completely overdone, especially with any Iron Banner chest plate. Your mark makes you look like Midoriya. And while aesthetically, I will admit, it does look good. It's not bad. There's nothing going on that really wows me here. This one will get a 6. We have this Titan look coming in. I am very vaguely confused at what I'm looking at, because I have all of these pieces unlocked, and I know for a fact that the Warduman's chest is big, bulky, and sets out. And I know that the boots that you're wearing right here are very flat. And the shader doesn't save it here. This just doesn't look good. Just please change the boots. That's my only gripe. It's actually making me angry. We have this Hunter look coming in. This is just that same misshapen Hunter look, but not in black. And I really wish you guys utilized the swirls in those boots to do something a little bit more interesting. It's not bad, but it's not wowing me. It gets a 6. We have the Stasis Osteomancy Warlock look coming in. The helmet is so plain that I'm a little confused on what we're doing here. Warlocks have a myriad of good helmets. Let's go above and beyond here, because outside of that, the setup is pretty basic. It's just kind of like a snow guy. Kind of looks like a snowboarder. Give it some wow. Give it a different color. Gets a 6. This look does the exact same thing here. Let's do something big with the giant spider arms on our back. Let's change the boots because they don't match the textures of the rest of the body. It's just kind of a brown spider with a bull horn at the top. Kind of confuses me. It gets a 5. And finally, you made an owl. Owls are cool. This gets an 8. Armor.